Hello again, viewers. The last video referred to kind of the first half of this trip, probably the first like 3 weeks. This one, I want to kind of get us back up to speed about where we are right now. And that all begins with where we were after going to Boston. Lindsay was still doing a lot of Whole Foods demoing. We were kind of on that path of where's the next Whole Foods, what is there cool to do there while Lindsay's working. One of the many Whole Foods that Lindsay has to work at. What town is this? What town is this? Bedford, New Hampshire. And it was a challenge kind of consistently those evenings to figure out where we were gonna stay. Again, we were staying at a lot of rest areas, and those were fine. Those were actually really easy to work with. Bathrooms, oftentimes Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Rainbow. Hey, chill. Dark, where the rainbow was. Bright over here. What a stark contrast. One of the first things we did when we got to Maine, we stayed at a campground. We didn't realize how close we were to kind of the Panama City at the south, which is Old Orchard Beach. We saw it on the map about 6 minutes away from our campsite. We said, let's just go take a look, see what it was. And it was people everywhere.
Yay. That's the dog.
That is a weird noise for a dog to make.
I thought that man was making a noise.
I'll check out the beach, if chasers allowed. Classic no dogs allowed situation, always. This is video, so you know. Not a single fighting game, not one. No old school fighting, anything. No Mortal Kombat, no Street Fighter, nothing. Arcades these days. We made it to Maine, and we did it to a campground just south of Portland, Maine. So we can recharge a little bit. Lindsay's got her last stint of work tomorrow, and then we have some freedom to go travel throughout Maine for the rest of the month. But some electricity, recharge a couple things. Figure I'd go ahead and cook a steak. Got water in there? No. Make a little fire. Little chaser gets to hang out for a little while. Vanlife. Then we went to Portland. We were fortunate enough in Portland to have a couple suggestions from a friend who used to live there as to where to stay. Seems like a pretty easy place to do some van life. Made it to Portland, Maine. We saw one of the ladies from The Chew. Carla. ABC's The Chew and Top Chef, apparently. Royal Flush.
We pick up where you left off.
Before we left there, we went to the Portland Headlight and Fort Williams Park, which was a really cool lighthouse in South Portland. After that, we headed a little bit more inland in Maine. We went to Bethel, Maine, which our friends April and Stu live there. Went hiking near Grafton State Park. After that, it was Lindsay and Chaser's birthday. We actually got to go hike on the Appalachian Trail for a little bit. Maine hiking is just the most gorgeous hiking. Happy birthday. Why is this so dark?
29 and feeling fine. feeling great. You're just wrong about the Dane part. Look at the reflection.
Maine. We love Maine.
Oh, is it great?
Oh yeah. After that, we knew that the van had been making some kind of weird noises. It didn't feel too terrible. We just knew that, you know, we've been a couple thousand miles to get up here. It's time to get it into the shop and see if we can get a couple of these things fixed. Fortunately, I had a friend that I played disc golf with in Chattanooga, Andrew. He put me in touch with his mom, Debbie, who lives in St. Albans, which is kind of in the center of Maine, or a little bit west of Bangor. She put us up for a couple evenings while the van was in the shop. It needed to get a lot of things done on the front end. Replaced both lower ball joints, replaced both front wheel bearings and seals, replaced front sway bar bushings, replaced right outer rod end, replaced pitman arm, rotated tires. Looks like that might be the last of it for a little while. Fingers crossed. I can definitely tell a difference, which is always nice. We were very fortunate to have that stay there, and it was a little bit of an expensive price to pay for getting the van fixed, but at least we didn't have to pay for a hotel every single one of those nights. And I trust the mechanic. Everything felt, you know, pretty comfortable there. Moosehead Lake, what? Our friend Andrew's mom brought us out here. Travel about almost like 45 minutes, an hour from her place. But
Went through Monson,
which is an Appalachian Trail town. We spent some time at. We're hoping to see a moose. She's gonna bring us to, hopefully we can see a moose. Something's crawling on my arm. Two nights back to back, we drove all over the place. I mean, over an hour away from where she lives to find a moose, and we just looked everywhere. Finally. She's a monstrosity even from this far away. Pretty deep in there though. Pizza by the lake.
What is that? Oh, yeah.
Well, you swear me away. I'll never be whole again.
Next up was Acadia. So we headed over to Bar Harbor, Maine. All right, we made it to Bar Harbor, Maine, right outside of Acadia National Park, and we were trying to find a parking spot. Where to park? Bar Harbor.
Free flowers at the visitor center.
And we got our Acadia National Park pass.
$25 per vehicle, really not bad.
$25 for 7 days, so solid deal.
Really get to see what you want.
And you swear me away. I'll never be whole again. Just as long as she's here by my side, I'll never be lonely again.
much colder it is on this side. It's so cold on this side compared to this side. Everything's kind of clearing out a little bit because this tide's getting higher. I mean, look right this way. Look how much higher the tide's already got. Crazy. I've never seen something shift this quickly. So we bought our 7-day pass for $25, not too shabby. They're super dog friendly, so we got to bring Chaser almost everywhere there except by the beach. And even certain times of the year, you're allowed to do that. No dogs allowed up the Beehive, but we brought Chaser, so we found out. So Lindsay's taking Chaser, and I'm gonna meet them up after the Beehive. It looks pretty intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. That's a hike right there.
I don't know if there's probably a million people. I don't know.
Pretty van life friendly town. It was not difficult to find parking spots, public bathrooms, and just places to not feel so in the way and obvious. We went and took the free shuttle into the park, even with Chaser, so that worked out really well. Woo, been an awfully foggy morning here. It's a Saturday morning. This tide's getting lower for us to cross to Bar Island. To Bar Island. All right, gonna walk across this, get my feet wet. It's cold. And there it goes. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now slow down, buddy. Oh yeah. Go. What are we eating today? And where? So we are taking the Bubble Pond Trail down from the summit of Cadillac Mountain. A lot of butt scoot. I mean, look at that. That's what we just went up. Or down, rather. And then, I guess the biggest problem is that there was no warning. I guess we maybe should have looked into it a little bit further. We were just like, oh, it's shorter down than the 3.5 miles. It's only like 1.5 miles back down. And then it goes right to a bus stop. Why not take something like that? Well, because the 1.5 miles is straight down. He's doing well. If he hadn't done the trail, I don't know how much I'd trust it. There's definitely been times I've had to assist Chaser. like looks like right here. I don't need your help. Back this way. We'll be back in Bar Harbor by the evening, enjoying the sunset, hopefully over at the park. It was crazy to see the tides going up and down. Had never really seen that before in my life. Had to get some really cool time lapses.
And the giant ships out on the water will tremble and feel when the waves become too high because of a ripple. I'm catching on. You're catching on. We're catching on.
The water was really cold. There was really no getting all the way in the water. Some people decided to do that. That wasn't really for us. We also didn't really have anywhere to shower off to get whatever salt water was on us off. As pretty as the beach was, we usually just got our feet or knee deep in it at most. There were some awesome overlooks in the park. There was some great hiking. Definitely 2 thumbs up as far as national park goes. It's Acadia National Park. Put it at the top of your list. It's not close to anywhere unless you're in Maine, but like, get up there, it's worth it.
And so we do what we do, yeah, we do what we love. We play all we got, but you and it catches on. It catches on. I'm catching on. You're catching on. We're catching.
We stopped to pick some blueberries right here at this little patch behind me. And we turn around and the fog just rolled in. Glad we got the views when we did. Maybe this will pass, but a little ominous, a little spooky. Fraser Point, near Schoodic Point, a little bit before. The low tide is coming in. Well, I guess the low tide has brought the water out. Actually, how does that work? I don't even understand tides, but the fog is also rolled in.
We're catching on. So keep on catching on. We're catching on.
Also, it was our first evenings of cooking in the van. We had been very hesitant about doing that for a long time. You know, we've eaten in the van plenty of times, just salad and stuff like that, just cold dinners. But we finally busted out the stove inside and set it all up and cooked some quesadillas and some Indian food packets with rice and stuff like that. Open these windows right here. Open our fan up there. Chaser's right here. Got it circulating, didn't feel too scared about the propane. So we've been doing that a good bit since then. Feel a lot more comfortable about it. It is tricky about cleanup. You basically just have to do a dry wipe down, and then whenever you get a chance to get somewhere to actually wash your pots and bowls and stuff is when you do it. What do we have here? Other than a huge mess that we've created?
Yeah. Will you clean the table actually? That would be a huge.
Yes. So here's our first ones. I thought I was filming when we unveiled, but I was not. Looking awfully good. Some stuffed mushrooms.
Spinach.
Spinach. Finally, Maine lobster. 2 for $25. Not bad. Best deal we've seen yet, which is why we got it at this campground that we use to charge up and do some internet stuff.
Some instructions.
I can't wait. Getting it bit up a little bit. And we, hey, look, I got a fire going. Hey, look. Here it comes.
Whoa, what came out of that?
Ooh, bah. That was good. Wish I had a bib, but boy, lobster, all right. Too bad it's not Cajun boiled. I'd rather crawfish any day, but lobster, real good. Also, this is our campground. What is it called? Sunset Campground.
Sunset Point.
Sunset Point. The boat's out there. Ooh, mosquito. That boat's just on dry land over there. The tide has gone down. So what was a beautiful overlook of water now kind of looks like just muddy muck. But it's a beautiful day. We're charging up, getting everything together. Did some laundry. Pretty cheap campground. Finally some showers after a little over a week. And now some lobster. Time to relax. Wild blueberry land. Wow. Is it open?
Yeah,
Yes, we're
all the open sign.
Got ourselves a good looking scone. So there's a little putt-putt place, I think. Yeah. I don't know how many actual. Yeah. The bread is excellent. Now we're at the furthest north point of the trip, the Bold Coast Trail. It is in Cutler, Maine.
What's going on inside your head? 'Cause what's going on in mine is too metaphysical for
So we try to make it out to Black Point, right here on this Bold Coast Trail. It's pretty long, 1.4 miles. In fact, I'd say it's longer than that. It's a lot of going through brush like this. Tons of it. I mean, look, where's the trail? right here. I'm gonna scratch up the camera. It's probably a bad idea. Ooh, yeah. Boldly coasting where no one has coasted boldly before. How does boldly go? Boldly coast where no one has coasted before. Bold coast. Ocean. Lindsay. Hey. Chase her over there somewhere. Tall weeds.
Sad, sad people don't believe a thing. Just know it if it's true. Oh girl, I can't get close to you. I can't get close with so much in my way. Can't get
So we're just gonna be heading back down south from here. There's only one Whole Foods in all of Maine, and that's in Portland. Lindsay worked that about a month ago now, and we plan on going back through there and going south and again doing the Whole Foods tour all the way back to eventually Chattanooga. Again, I know this is loading a lot on you. I'm gonna try to do a little bit better about getting videos out more consistently so I don't have a big 25-minute video hitting you at a time. I also look forward to taking you into, again, our wardrobes, how we set up for sleeping at night, how we kind of pull everything down and just kind of break down in night mode and then reverse, cooking indoors, how we manage with a dog more specifically. You know, there's a lot of things that I didn't touch base about as far as the van life part itself goes. I'm mainly talking about experiences right now, but we'll get back to that. I promise those are coming. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and keep an eye on this channel for other cool van life stuff that's happening. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you in the next video.